Hello, dear gentle readers. So, we are coming on to season 4 of the Bridgerton Brigade. So, this is what's happening. This year is Benedict's story. Now, I've read Benedict's story and there's a 2-year skip in it. Here's what I'm thinking about it, right? So, there's a couple of things I'm thinking about it. One, I'm kind of curious if it's going to be all of Benedict's story or if they're going to add a little bit of Eloise's story in this too. I think because of the 2-year gap in their love story, they're either going to just skip the 2-year gap altogether and just make it for the 1 year, or if they had done it in, because they've obviously left it in season 3 with the Masquerade Ball coming up. So we're going to be going into a contingency following into that not long after. So I kind of think it would be great if they did that bit and then went into Eloise's story and then did Benedict's story next year. That would be a nice little twist and it would kind of throw the fans off their game a little bit. But we don't know. I don't know if they're going to do that. So, and then we'd have Eloise's story, which technically is the 4th book in the trilogy kind of thing. So Benedict was number 3, but they've kind of mixed it around. And seeing as they haven't got any problems with mixing the stories around, I don't see why they don't kind of do that too. Anyway, so that's one thing about the storyline. The other thing is Benedict's story throughout the book, it's very, keeps mentioning the date, which is 1817. Now, anybody who knows our history knows that we've got 1 more year before Queen Charlotte passes away, who died in November of 1818. So 1 more season to go. So I think that as well, bearing in mind with that, that's another reason why I think my idea of the storyline would be great for that. So I think, I don't know how they're going to do that. But yeah, if you didn't know, Queen Charlotte is due to pass away soon. So if they do it the way I think everybody thinks they're going to do it, which is be Benedict's this year and then Eloise's next year, that then brings the question, will Queen Charlotte die at the end of Eloise's story or at the beginning of season 6? Which, do we know who that will be? Maybe they'll throw in an additional kind of story in there with Lady Violet Bridgerton, who is the mother, and throw in a little love story kind of there and kind of break up the seasons a little bit, because there are, what is there, 8 of them? So technically there should be 8 seasons. Or are they going to do the American style of just getting 7 seasons in? So, what do you guys think? The other last thing I had opinion-wise on this whole Bridgerton thing is there is talk of, now because Penelope has come out as Whistledown, the narrating voice was done by Julie Andrews, and now with obviously Penelope coming out, the talks are of getting rid of the narrated voice of Julie Andrews. So, you know, a lot of these kind of really popular shows tend to take on celeb guest star appearance, and the crew of Bridgerton have been quite vocal in saying they don't want no guest appearance, quite rightly too. You're not welcome, stay out. However, I think the exception should be made for Julie Andrews, because she technically is part of the Bridgerton Brigade as the voice of Whistledown. So it would be nice, as I guess, as we're coming to a close of the Bridgerton stories, that she be brought in as a guest appearance in one of the seasons. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. That's my thoughts in the whole Bridgerton. So, what about you guys? What do you guys think? Are you excited for the new Bridgerton? We've got the love story between Benedict and Sophie, and it's got a very kind of Cinderella story. It kind of gives me some kind of nostalgic over Drew Barrymore's Cinderella version story of Ever After. Yeah, so yeah, it kind of gave me that kind of vibe on it when I was reading the book. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, what do you guys think? Bridgerton season 4, season of love.